Welcome to our Got Lunch Roundtable, where we brief you about the program that's been functioning in Plymouth now for 5 years. We're celebrating that anniversary and pleased to say that we are delivering as much or more food than we ever did. The need is still here to feed children in the summer when they're not receiving free and reduced lunch at school. We this year have served somewhere in the vicinity of 55 families and around 100 children. Who might fill us in about how we started? You were here, Nancy.
I was, yes. The Laconia folks, they serve, I think, over 300 children, maybe 400. So it's just remarkable what they do. And also Ashland. We visited Ashland shortly thereafter. Got Lunch is different, run in many different communities, and we don't have much contact with each organization, but we all follow the same thing. Essentially, we gather, pack, and deliver food on Monday mornings, enough food for lunches to be served for the entire week. So we're serving, for one child, we're serving 5 days for 10 weeks. So that's 50 meals per child. Is that right? Have I calculated that correctly? So it's a tremendous amount of food that is being served to the children. And but every community is different because you have different setups as far as supermarkets. We also provide coupons. We have coupons for dairy, and we have coupons to our local farm. And that will vary by community. And so it's very important for each community to do their own program. So we don't have a lot of contact with other programs, but we know we're all following pretty much the same schedule.
Well, typically we have 10 weeks in the summer that the children would not be receiving food because they don't get free or reduced lunch during that period of time. That's basically the target population, and we know that there are far more children out there than who are actually receiving this food, but we're depending on the ones who feel the lack to volunteer and let us know who they are so that we can deliver the week's groceries. We don't prepare the food, we leave it to them to prepare it the way they like it, but we will deliver it. In our case, we've been fortunate with additional donations from people in the community, so we often give additional supplies beyond the 5 days of lunches. Those additional supplies might include things for the pantry in case they're running short. It might be cereals, it might be pancake mix, it might be canned goods that would tide them over in a tight pinch. I'm wondering if we should tell you more about how we get the volunteers that we use, because this group is very well supported by community volunteers, both from churches, other organizations, and the caring community in Plymouth. Mary, you've worked on volunteers. What would you say?
Well, we're lucky. People do come forward, and several of the churches have included within their program a request for volunteers. I'm a member of Got Lunch Steering Committee representing St. Matthew's Church, and I simply put a notice in the bulletin, and I got several phone calls, and we got some very strong volunteers that way. So people are excited about the program, and they like working in it, and so we have plenty of volunteers.
And I'm from Holy Spirit, the Episcopal Church here in Plymouth, and I did exactly what Mary did. I put it in our bulletin. We also collected canned goods in a special box for Got Lunch, and again, we got volunteers from our church to come and help with the driving and the packing of the items.
And we meet here at Star King UU Fellowship, and we have many volunteers from our congregation. But it's been wonderful to see the volunteers grow and for it to become a truly community effort.
It's great to be able to pack here where we've got adequate space for spreading out the food. And in addition, Star King has been generous with storage space so that when we are able to find low-cost items at the food bank in the winter, we can store them until the summer, knowing that we will have plenty of food for the children over that period of time.
I think we should mention the New Hampshire Food Bank too.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It's just a tremendous organization, and we wish more people knew what we have learned about them. They provide so much food for the state of New Hampshire, and we are able to obtain food for very little cost as one of the agencies. And so we collect a lot of our canned goods over the winter time so that we have a good stock of food from them to carry us through the summer.
I think the other activity over the winter is fundraising, and the steering committee works year-round to plan ways to solicit donations in the community. The Plymouth community is a very generous community, and we've been really appreciative of the support cross groups when it comes to fundraising and volunteers, both.
One thing we should mention is our help that we get from Plymouth Elementary School, which helps us in distributing the forms. And also sometimes they collect them so that we're able to communicate with all the parents who might be interested. There's no personal information that has to be shared by parents. It's just, do you want to sign up? Yes, I want to sign up, and give us your name, address, and telephone number. So it's all self-selected. But our communication with the parents is really through the elementary school, and they're tremendously helpful.
Did we mention Hannaford Supermarket?
No.
Oh, right. Yes.
Because all of our fresh fruit and vegetables come from Hannaford, and our bread. And Hannaford works with other Got Lunch groups too. They do a remarkable job for the community.
It's hard to find a local outlet that will let us do coupons for milk, and we've been really pleased with Plymouth Mobile and their flexibility so that we can write a coupon for what we'll pay for, and they will collect the coupons from families. So every family enrolled in the program gets a $5 coupon every week, which allows for the purchase of milk, eggs, and sometimes some additional cheese. So that's been very helpful. In addition, the ability to choose your own fresh vegetables is really powerful. So we are appreciative of the longtime support from Carol Perkins and the recent support from the help from Regina and Nate Everetts and the Longview Farm, which has really been historic in its support of the program. What we are interested in a more subtle way is children really investing in their own food choices and appreciating fresh fruits and vegetables and really nutritious food. So when the children and the families go to pick up food and children get to choose, it's a good thing. And we're happy to be supporting not just calories but quality food through this program. So let's think. Where do you think we're going with Got Lunch? I wish we didn't need to do this program. But,
Yeah, me too. But it's an important program.
yes. Given that our current population at the elementary school is somewhere around 40 to 43% that are receiving free and reduced lunch, we know the need is out there.
That's a lot.
Hundreds of children, and that doesn't count preschoolers or high schoolers. And we're trying to meet the need at the high school level. Identifying them is a little trickier because there's so many towns that feed in, and we only provide food to Plymouth. But nonetheless, there clearly is a need, and it seems to be either flatlined or growing at this point from what we are seeing. We'd like to be wrong, but that's what it seems like.
Yeah, it seems like we have the same number as we did last year. It's about 100.
That's right.
So it is sort of like flatlining. And I had no idea it was 40% that were on free or reduced lunches. That's a lot.
Sometimes more.
So that means that we have a lot of families to meet the needs in the summertime.